Natural disasters and the role of the presidency and presidential power have been very much in the news lately with Hurricane Helene and now Hurricane Milton. And one of the sort of elements of that people don't fully appreciate is where the federal government steps in, what the sort of duties of local and state governments are, and why it matters to have the president and presidential power involved and invested in these sorts of enormous natural disasters. This goes back really to the early Cold War, to the 1950s, and a series of moves by presidents, starting with Harry Truman and kind of culminating in Richard Nixon, to get disaster acts, disaster and emergency preparedness actions through the federal government so that governors can request that the president take charge, declare a natural disaster, and then therefore authorize federal action on these issues. Things that are too big for any one state. So say a hurricane that hits 5 states, right? No one state can handle that. You need the federal government there. As you move through this history, as you move to the present and think about federal power, the key here is to understand FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and their role in this. They took on different powers starting in the 70s into the 1980s and in the Carter administration to bring together sort of a whole of government approach to helping deal with natural disasters and other kinds of disasters as well. So what you're seeing in the current moment is once you have the Biden administration declare a natural disaster, governors can request federal aid and help. One thing that it does is it immediately authorizes the president to essentially use kind of commander-in-chief powers to bring in the resources of the government. It permits something like 120 or 130 different sorts of executive actions, releasing stockpiles, releasing oil and gas, equipment, special things that the government has on hand that it otherwise wouldn't be able to send in except for in an extreme situation.